So when do you guys plan to start a family, and have you felt any pressure to get pregnant?
Woo.
Loaded question. So as we just
Simple things in life. Either it does or doesn't feel right. It's the simple things in life. Come on, baby, let's ride.
Hello.
Hi Diamond.
Welcome back.
In today's video, as you can tell from the title, we are discussing 5 years of marriage. So I guess we forgot to say something important before that. We have been officially married for 5 years. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know we did a video about our first year of marriage and how we found that. So now we thought we'd do a video on 5 years of marriage and how we found that. Well, in this video it's a bit different in that we've got questions from you guys. So I put it out to Instagram, and some of you obviously did send out some questions for us and things to talk about in this video. So we're just gonna cover that really. In that is 5 things that we've learned last 5 years. 5 years, 5 things. Make sense?
That's it. Let's crack on.
Should we start with the questions first?
Yeah, let's start with the questions.
So I guess the first question we've got: has marriage over the years been what you expected, less or more? I think I've said this in previous videos before, like I didn't really have a lot of this like marriage expectation, so to speak. But I guess anyway, I will say that obviously a lot of it has been what I expected. I just expected marriage to be like you've got your husband, your best friend, and you do things together, and they're your life partner, so you basically experience life together. I feel like we have experienced life together. We've shared in life moments, we've been there for each other, and I think that's what I expected it to be, just to have that life partner that you love dearly and want to experience life with. I guess the only thing in terms of what I maybe didn't expect in regards to children, I suppose, I remember like just before I got married I was like, oh, in 2 years we'll have our kids. And then when we got to 2 year mark, we're like, we ain't ready, we're too selfish, living our best life. But we weren't ready, so we then like just kept postponing it, which is fine, I guess. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the first 5 years of just being us two. So yeah, that's it. I think that's the only difference. I think we thought we'd be ready for kids a lot sooner, but we just wasn't.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we just wasn't.
Yeah, we weren't.
How about you?
Yeah, I think similarly, I didn't really have that many expectations, to be honest. I guess I expected us to have fun and be a team, and that has been the case over the past 5 years. And if anything, it's actually exceeded that anyway. It's a lot better than what I actually imagined it to have been anyway. So it's been great. Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's sweet. Yeah, I agree. It's been better than I expected. Do you feel like getting married young hindered your academic goals? So obviously going back to what we're just saying, then we did get married at 22, 23, which is why I guess we later on thought actually we're a bit still too young to have kids. Well, that's how we felt. Some people think that's old enough, but that's how we felt.
I don't think I had academic goals per se after uni. Obviously there was like professional certifications and stuff. I think that's what the question is alluding to. Which were fine. It didn't hinder any of that. If anything, we actually inspired each other and motivated each other to actually attain those certificates. No, I wouldn't say it actually even hindered it at all. In fact, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, I agree, because I think one thing as well, if you know our story, we've been together since we were like in college. And obviously college and university, I think, are quite key academic years.
Yeah.
And obviously even prior to marriage, we didn't manage to hinder that. Like, you know, we supported each other, and we actually steered each other on, and we motivated each other. And, you know, we kind of like were accountable for each other's education in that sense. Like, you know, we need to do well, you know.
Imagine we failed. And, no, sorry. Yeah,
so basically that we didn't allow our relationship to hinder our education then, because we knew how important education was for us personally. Yeah. So I guess getting married, we'd already done the bulk of our academic goals.
Yeah.
And as Tuna said, it's just more about professional training now, which we do and encourage them to do anyway. Yeah. So when do you guys plan to start a family, and have you felt any pressure to get pregnant?
Woo.
Loaded question. So as we just said, anyway, we've kind of answered this question. For us, it's just been a case of like, we've just been waiting till we're ready. Some people could call it selfish, but I think at the end of the day, it's our life, it's our bodies, it's our decision. So we just felt like we need to be at a place where financially, mentally, emotionally, we're ready. I know some people say there's nothing like ready, but we know that we know what our ready is.
Yeah.
And do we feel pressure to have kids? Did we get pressured?
No.
Like, I mean, our parents asked, people asked.
That's not pressure though.
But it wasn't pressure. I know, to be fair, shout out
just checking in.
Checking
you guys, you know,
to be fair,
ready?
shout out I know, right? Shout out to our parents, most patient and understanding. Everyone could see that we did get married young, so we didn't have like pressure. People have made comments, people have asked, like they've not pressured us. And they like pretty much most of our marriage, we're in our early 20s.
There's no been pressure anyway, to answer the question.
No, we've not pressured ourselves. People have not pressured us. I think for us, as we said, it's all about timing. Yeah, some people might have an issue with that. By the day, as I say, it's don't let anybody, yeah, don't let anybody in life like rush you into getting married, into having kids, into anything. Like just generally do things when you're ready.
Because timing as well.
But obviously, do listen to advice as well. Advice is good. Got a question here. Say, well, it's not questions, but it says finance management advice, please. Maybe we should tackle this in like, if you had to give one financial advice that married couples should do.
One.
Yeah, like one, because we've got quite a bit to get through. What would it be from like your last 5 years of experience?
Put me on the spot now. I would probably say have a long-term goal. Basically try to see far ahead from now and where it is that you guys are planning to be, and then work backwards. Think about financially, how are you going to help yourself be in that state. That I think will be the answer to how, you know, you guys save, you guys invest, or, you know, a new career move or whatever. And I think that will help drive more questions, or, you know, unlock a few more things, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll probably say figure out what you need to start doing now financially to be in the position you want to be in a few years' time.
Yeah, for me, I would say communication, transparency. So be very transparent with each other. Like, yeah, be extremely transparent. Communicate your finances. End of the day, that's your life partner, so you shouldn't really hide anything. Be very transparent. I want to say more because you guys know I like to talk about finances, but I'm gonna stop there. Like, yeah, be transparent with each other, definitely, and support each other's financial goals. End of the day, like that's key as well. And see if you can have aligned financial goals. Perfect. But even if they're not aligned, support each other's financial goals. I mean, his money is my money is his money. I think that's the culture you should build. How do you know or tell that this is the right partner in marriage? I think I would say for that though, like by the time you get into marriage, you should already know. But I'm guessing is this question sort of like before you get married? If so, then we've got a video called How Do You Know Who's the One?
We actually do, don't we?
We do. Because we might make this video too long. I'm just scared that it's going to turn into this big like 30-minute video. But
yeah, link in the description below.
One key thing I'd say about marriage is important to marry the right person, because I think who you marry impacts the experience you have of marriage. Some people have amazing marriages because they chose the right person. Some people have awful marriages because they chose the wrong person. So ultimately who you marry determines the sort of quality of your marriage. So I mean, don't take it lightly, and I know we can't dive into it deeper in this video, but check out our video. And if you've still got any more questions, just let us know, and maybe we could do another video now that time's elapsed. We've been filming for 12 minutes, and even though we're going to cut some bits out, editing, we'll stop the questions there because I think it will go too long. But we'll now go on to the 5 things we've learned.
That's it.
And I think that will end the video after that. 5 things in the last 5 years that you've learned.
So should we take turns?
Yeah, why not? Go on. I've learned not to sweat the small things.
Okay.
Yeah, like only sweat the big stuff. Like go over like, you know, the big stuff. But if it's small, like just let it go.
There you go.
Let it go.
Alright.
Pick your battle.
So for me, one is marriage is what you make it. I think what we've made it to be is what has been completely our decision. Really. So I've learned that, yeah, whatever we want out of marriage is what we decide to want out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. It is what you make it. Okay, and I think the next thing that I've learned, this wasn't actually an advice that we got at our wedding by my mom. Like how sorry and thank you are like 2 key words. I think just generally I've learned like it's important to be grateful. Like be grateful for everything, the small things, the big things. Just show gratitude. If someone's gone out of their way to make you dinner or to drive you somewhere or to do something, like it's not their obligation. As much as you're married, it's not their obligation. So just be thankful, like say thank you. I think it goes a long way. I've noticed that like we're always like, oh thank you, that's kind, thank you. But I think it does go a long way, and I think it's a good attitude and culture to build. Like, and also don't be too slow to say sorry. Like, you know, be willing to say sorry when you're wrong, and don't be stubborn, I guess is the word. So yeah, sorry and thank you are key.
For me, the second one would be how important it is to have vision and goals aligned. It just makes things easier from my experience anyway. I think some of the things that we've we've done together and accomplished and whatnot has been driven by the fact that we've had our goals and vision aligned right from the beginning.
Okay.
And that reduced a lot of conflicts and friction and anything like that. So
yeah, that's fair. I guess even if you get like little bits here and there that don't align, I think it's been able to support each other, right? I guess my next one is love hard. Like at the end of the day, you chose to marry someone, you marry them because you love them, so stay with that commitment of love. If you always have the mindset of like, I'm gonna do this for him and I go out of my way for him, and he also has a mindset of like, I'm gonna do this for her and I'm gonna go out of my way for her because I love her, then you're both covered, you're both looked after. Like just love hard and be selfless in your love for each other. You do love that person, so show them that you love them. Do you know what I mean? Like in your daily things that you do.
Yeah, it's a good point. A lot of good points, obviously. A lot of good points. My third one is, so keeping a bit light here, is having similar taste in decor. So we've been obviously renovating our house. Understated, to be honest. Having similar taste in decor has been good, because you know what I was thinking of the other day. Yeah, we're doing a kitchen extension, right? And one thing that I just thought, I was looking online. Anyway, I saw American fridge freezer, you know, those big refrigerators or whatever with the ice dispenser and everything. Yeah. And I'm not a fan of them. I prefer slit design. I prefer it to be integrated. But that's obviously a preference thing. I just remember thinking, wow, thank God that Kongi doesn't like that either, and thank God that you like that seamless look and, you know, flush integrated design. And it's minor, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I think it does just make things a lot smoother and easier. So yeah, having good similar taste in decor has been really good.
So next thing for me, I think, is communication. Communication is so key. Everyone says communication is key, but I think it can be so understated. I just think that you should communicate about everything, like as much as possible. Obviously, bearing in mind, don't sweat the small stuff, but communicate about everything. Like, I don't think you should keep your partner in the dark. There should be no secrets. I think secrets obviously just ruin things, and it's just important to just always have good communication, talk about everything, like, and be a good listener, I guess, in the communication. So being a good communicator, making sure that you can communicate your thoughts, everything that's going on, and in that as well, be a good listener, listen to your partner. And I think it's really key. But it's best not to like bottle things up, not wait till like snapping point. Like always communicate. If there's something that's bothering you, say it. Like obviously find the right time and stuff like that. And sometimes there is no right time, just say it.
So my fourth one is learn to adapt. Anyway, obviously in the last 5 years, things might not have gone according to certain plans as well. Things can happen, and you know, being able to adapt, look at the grand scheme of things as well, and be moldable essentially, and not be too rigid in a goal or in a plan or in a path. So
it ties in well with yours. So my last point was actually, I said, be willing to change and not stuck in your ways. That's what I wrote down. In a relationship, in a marriage, it's so important to adapt. Going back to what we were talking about before about communication, if Tinder communicates something to me and he says, I don't really like this, I don't like that you've been doing this, or equally if I go up to him and say, I don't like this and this makes me unhappy, or blah blah blah, I don't expect him to just be like, that's who I am, like, you know what I mean, or me to be like, that's who I am, like, you married me,
that's just how I am,
and that's just how I am. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
No, I feel like in marriage it's so important to adapt, like be willing to change, evolve, and it's always good. I always think like it makes, I think I've said this before in the past as well, it makes you a better person. If your partner is good and they love you, they're not going to get you to change yourself. I'm not talking about changing yourself, like stay true to yourself, but then obviously be willing to adapt to the sense of be a better person for them and for each other and so forth. And obviously, and I think if you're both willing to be better, like I think that's been one of the keys to kind of like our marriage in terms of just the happiness that we've experienced, is we've listened to each other and we've been willing to change those things and adapt and be better people for each other. And ultimately, I think you're just becoming a better human. Yeah.
So my final one, I could say a lot about this, but I'm just gonna keep it really brief. And I think one of the biggest thing I've learned is to be emotionally strong for someone else. And obviously as a married partner, it's good to be strong for each other as well, during ups and downs and whatnot. But obviously being married, I feel like it's my responsibility Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah, so I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that if you're low or if you feel down, I'm going to step in and support you whichever way that might be required. So it's just that emotional strength that I feel like I've had to sort of, again, adopt. It's obviously a blessing to be able to be there for each other, but it's something that I've definitely learned about being married, that actually you're responsible. No, actually no, you're not responsible, that's the wrong choice of word, but it's good to be emotionally strong for the other person. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna leave it there, guys, because we could talk for England, and
Nigeria and Zambia.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much if you've watched it this far as well. Smash the like button. And yeah, comment below wherever you might think it was useful to you, or you might want to add to it as well. We're always learning from other people as well, constantly. We love soaking in knowledge and wisdom from people and experience. So if you have anything that you feel like you can contribute, please comment below. And yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys, and we shall see you in our next video.
Yeah, bye.